Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This is going to be a top 10 fragrances I regret purchasing. Now, despite the fact that it's top 10, it's not going to be a countdown of 1 through 10 or anything like that. These fragrances are in no particular order because I don't really have a ranking for, of regret, so to speak. I just regret purchasing them for one reason or another. Now, the reason could be pretty much anything, as you're going to actually find out. Some of the fragrances in this list I actually like. I love these fragrances. Some of them, I'm really fond of. Others, not so fond of. But there's many different reasons for why I personally regret purchasing these fragrances. So I thought it would be interesting to actually go through. It was actually suggested by a subscriber, and been meaning to do it. Meant to do it last year. Couldn't get to it until now, and so now I will go ahead and do this video. All right. So let's start with the very first fragrance. The very first fragrance is actually a more recent purchase. We've got Ilum Parfum Intense. Now, there's a couple reasons why I regret this purchase. I actually don't think that it's a bad smelling fragrance. I actually, like the smell of it decent amount. I don't think it's as good as the other Yves Saint Laurent releases that are like this. For example, I like La Nuit de L'Homme. I like the regular L'Homme version better than I like this one. I even like Frozen and Gigendre better than I like this version. The reason I regret purchasing it was A, because it was so expensive for the cost, and B, because it doesn't match the actual size of my other bottles. My other bottles are the, it's like 2.5 ounces. This is bigger than 2.5. This is 100 milliliters. And so I'm just a stickler for little things like that because of the fact that the bottle, that's a big reason why I don't like it. The price was another big reason. I'm never going to use pretty much, I'll run out of all of the other two before I even, get to the halfway mark or even come close to that for this one. I don't really wear this one as much. So another reason why I regret this purchase. So YSL Parfum Intense version. Next one I regret, from the house of Thierry Mugler. There's actually, these two are from the house of TM, or Thierry Mugler. And that is Pure Chilli and Pure Shot. Alright, so there are two different reasons why I dislike these fragrances. Okay, so this one, it's got a unique smell. I see what they were doing with it, and I appreciate the fact that they tried to go different on this one. That said, it's still, for a freshie, it's still kind of weird for a freshie. And number two, for a freshie, it's just, I feel that there are just so many other fresh fragrances that do the job better than this one. It's not really gotten me any sweeping compliments or anything like that. And just in general, I mean, I do like to wear it on occasion, but for the price especially too. And this one, same thing. This one, except, actually not even same thing. This one's different. I just dislike the smell right off the bat. That chili factor to me adds this nastiness to it that I'm not fond of. And I believe there are a couple people who actually love that chili smell. I think Dan My Mish is another one of them. More power to them. But me, Pure Chili, or no, maybe it was Fragrance Bros who actually likes it. I forgot which one. But me, not a fan at all. So this one I don't even actually wear at all. But both of them I felt compelled to get because I have, all of the Angelman bottles, and I just kind of wanted to complete the collection. All right, but I do regret purchasing these two because of that. As I narrow down my collection, as I'm going to start doing, these two are definitely going to be on my sale list. So yeah, you'll see. In fact, a lot of these fragrances that I'm going to mention here, all of them will probably be on my sale list, except for maybe one, which is this one. But anyways, the next one we have from the house of Montale, Red Oud. Now, this is a fragrance that I regret for a very unique reason. I regret it because it's so powerful. This fragrance will last months on my clothes. And the way that it is, even though I spray it on skin, it still gets on your clothes. And by chance, if it gets on your clothes, just through normal rubbing or anything like that, it's staying on your clothes until you wash it out, at least. So if you keep it on a shirt, it's going to stick on your clothes forever. That's why I regret this. I regret it because it's a little bit too strong, and it's just not, it's too strong for my taste at this point. Other than that, performance, can't get rid of. And the smell, I like the smell, but it's just not my style at this point. And that's the reason why I regret purchasing Montale's Red Oud. Next one on the list. We have a fragrance that I regret purchasing for a really weird reason, and that is Fresco by Ilum. Now, I purchased this one, Coach Rob brought it up, and he really brought this one to light and in the fragrance community, and I purchased this one in order to, you know, see if it really was just like Aventus and everything like that. And I've already gone through that whole thing. I initially thought it was, then it turns out it wasn't. Well, a little funny thing happened when I got this fragrance. I started wearing Aventus more just because I was, you know, doing so many comparisons against it. Like, what do I really smell coming from this fragrance? And it made me love Aventus even more. And now my Aventus, I've been wearing the heck out of my Aventus bottle. And I haven't touched this one, but I've been wearing the heck out of my Aventus bottle. And because of it, I'm probably going to have to buy another bottle of Aventus. So because of it, I've used crazy amounts of Creed Aventus, which is what this smells like. So that's why I dislike or regret purchasing Fresco by Ilum. Next one. This one I've regretted purchasing maybe, I want to say a day after I purchased it. This one is Diesel Fuel for Life. Very early on in my fragrance collecting extravaganza, I remember I was at Sephora, was going through smelling some fragrances, and I smelled Diesel Fuel for Life, and I was like, wow, this is a smell that I don't really have in my fragrance collection. So let's go ahead and get this type of fragrance into my collection, you know, kind of round out my collection. In the store, I liked this scent. I got home and wore it the next day, and it just started killing me. And I was like, wow, what the hell was I thinking? Why did I pick this fragrance out? Well, the good thing about that whole experience was the fact that it taught me to be a little bit more discerning when purchasing my fragrances. Now I'll spend some time with it. I won't, I mean, I still blind buy a couple here or there, but for the most part, I know what I'm getting into when I purchase a fragrance. Even if I like it on first sniff, I'll still want to spend some time with it before purchasing it, especially if it's a more upper echelon fragrance. So for that, I thank you for it, but I regret purchasing this fragrance. Next one. Another weird reason. From the house of 1270, from the house of Frapin, fragrance is 1270. I love this fragrance. Let me be straight up. I love this fragrance. I like it a lot. It's very... I completely think of it as an upgraded version of Dolce & Gabbana's The One, and I love The One as well. What is the problem with this? Now, I want you to look at this bottle. If you can tell, there's smudges all over it. It's a little bit dirty and stuff like that, and looks at it. It's not as shiny as it could be if you look at the top. Now, you may be asking why it's so dirty and why it's like this. The reason why it's like this is because the bottle leaks. The bottle leaks almost religiously. See how much juice is gone at the top of it? I probably use maybe a fourth of what is gone at the top of it. That's how much this is leaked. Every time I move, every time I spray it, actually, it starts to leak like crazy at the top and just comes off, basically. Yeah, there's something wrong with the bottle and it leaks like crazy. So I regret purchasing it for that, because even though I love this fragrance, I find myself not reaching for it because I'm afraid I'm gonna leak and waste some juice. I've thought about contacting the company directly and seeing if they can send me a replacement bottle, but I'm too lazy for that, and yeah, I'm just lazy as heck for that. It takes me a while to get to the post office, and yeah, I just chalk it up as kind of like a buyer's loss, but I regret purchasing it for that reason and that reason only. Next one that I regret purchasing. Oh man, I got this one in a deal. Bond number 9's Little Italy. I regret purchasing it because I think it smells like cleaning fluid. I got a deal for it. I got a steal for it, and I still think I overpaid for it. I think I paid like $60 or something like that. And despite the fact that it was so cheap, especially for a Bond fragrance, I still think I got gypped. That's how bad I find this fragrance. And this is definitely on my sell list when it's time to go. But Bond number 9's Little Italy. Next, we have a fragrance that I'm not sure why the hell I bought. Yardley. This is Citrus and Wood from the house of Yardley, London. Now, a subscriber told me, he was like, yeah, you should check out the fragrance Yardley or Citrus and Wood from Yardley, because it smells exactly like, oh man, I forgot the name. Yardley citrus and wood. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do something that I've never done, and that's just look up something. Oh no, you know what? I don't have to. Terre de Hermes is what this one smells like. That's why and for some strange reason I figured, oh, it smells exactly like it. It's like a cheaper substitute. Let me go ahead and purchase it. I purchased this one, and outside of getting it ready for testing and reviewing, I haven't touched this one because it really does smell exactly like it. It smells very similar to it, and I guess out of curiosity is why I went ahead and purchased this one. But yeah, this gets no play. There's absolutely no reason, because even though it smells like Terre de Hermes, Terre de Hermes is still a better fragrance than this overall, and even that I don't wear, religiously or anything like that. So yeah, this one. Not a bad smelling fragrance, by the way, but it is a good substitute. Speaking of which, I'll probably be reviewing this one this spring. And the final fragrance that I regret purchasing, we have a fragrance that I actually really do like, and it's Orio's Vanille. I regret purchasing this fragrance because everyone who smelled it on me comments that, hey, who smells like a vanilla bomb, basically. And they don't think that it smells bad. They don't think that it smells great. They think it just smells like vanilla, basically. Like I'm just walking around with, sticks of vanilla, or the little vanilla beans or whatever just coming out of my pockets and stuff like that. That's what people think this smells like on me. So, it lacks the booziness, the sexiness of the SDV. It lacks a little oomph to it. It's definitely a very nice smelling scent, but especially for how much I paid for this fragrance, I really actually regret purchasing this fragrance. And there's kind of no way around it, because I did test it for a bit and I did like it, and really isn't much to it. Anyways, but yeah, that rounds out the list. Please, if you want, go ahead and let me know what fragrances that you regret purchasing. Let me know down below why you regret purchasing them. We all have our different reasons. There's no right or wrong. Feel free, let me know what you actually regret purchasing, all right? Thank you, take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great night.